Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris Massimo back again with some more Apex Legends gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well today, and as you can see from the title of the video, SkullTown is back. Oh my gosh. I was actually really excited when we first saw that we are going to get Kings Canyon After Dark, because I know that last time I didn't really get the chance to go ahead and play it. So the moment that we actually got into this, I was actually super excited for this. So as far as you guys know, I have been playing Apex Legends since about maybe 2 weeks after Season 4, and I think I really didn't get the chance to go ahead and cherish, obviously, the map of SkullTown, and of course just be able to go ahead and see exactly all the fun highlights and high kill games that everyone was getting. So I wasn't really prepared for it at first, because when I started playing Apex Legends, I was actually playing with my brother, and I think we actually rarely hit SkullTown on our end. I think if anything, we were hitting like artillery and containment, and I think the Thunderdome at some point as well too. But for the most part, obviously I was able to go ahead and run some Kings Canyon After Dark, a few matches, and then of course I decided eventually, because I was running with Bloodhound and Caustic, but then I was like, you know what, I should probably play Lifeline, and I honestly wasn't expecting to get the win at first, but then eventually what ended up happening is that we ended up getting this gameplay. So as you can see, I wasn't really able to go ahead and get as many kills as I would hope to right off the bat. My buddy Ethan was actually just frying in this game, and then eventually towards the end I actually started to go ahead and help out and do my part, rather than just res people. So as you can see over here, it was actually a pretty good gameplay on my part. And as I start noticing in this particular game that Lifeline is actually really fun. And of course you guys already know that when I'm playing as ranked or even in pubs, I'm usually running with Bloodhound or Caustic. And every now and then maybe I'll hit, like, I don't know, maybe Revenant or Mirage. But Lifeline, I didn't realize how good and how fun that she really is. And I think it really took me this game to realize that the fact that her passive ability, or just the fact that she can go ahead and get the reses behind that little barrier, which is super convenient, just because I know that our teammate ended up going down here, and I was a little concerned at first that he was going for the res, but then eventually he was able to go ahead and pull it off. So I was like, all right, not too bad. I actually appreciate the fact that we got that good random teammate, because previously when I was running Lifeline, we had another teammate, and what he was doing is that he actually was looting the same box for at least a good minute, 2 minutes, while me and Ethan were actually in the middle of a fight. And once I went down, I was actually looking for the teammate, and the teammate was still looting, and I was like, bro, like, it was just super annoying. And I noticed that in SkullTown, you actually just have to go ahead and pick up a shield swap and some ammo if you can, and you just got to keep moving. And it was actually really fun too, just the fact that it actually had the game run a little bit more fast paced. And of course I'm actually used to just a more strategic play style, and obviously just trying to relocate and ring. But in this particular mode, it was actually super fun, because I got to bring out the aggressive side and the fast-paced side on my part, and then obviously just trying to get better at communications. But as you can see, it was just third-party city like crazy, and I'm running the Devotion here, and I really haven't had the chance to run the Devotion that much this season, and I wouldn't really call it just the fact that I haven't had the chance, but I just don't pick up the Devotion, and I don't know why. I just feel like I've been really bad with it, and I actually had to get some tips from everybody saying that I have to start pointing at everybody's feet and then just work my way up. And obviously the tips helped out, or just being able to go ahead and work with it in the training, the firing range. But of course, eventually when I was actually using this particular gun in the actual match right over here, I was actually frying people. I mean, I know it's good, but eventually I just got tired of the fact that I kept losing so many times. I can't explain to you how many times that I've lost like a 3v1, or just the fact that I've actually been able to go ahead and get a few knocks with a 1v3 using a Devotion. And eventually I was like, you know what, I maybe should go ahead and start using this a little bit more. I know that everyone's using the Volt, so I wanted to go ahead and see if I can just get out of my comfort zone. Obviously I'm running Lifeline, which I never run Lifeline, and I'm running like guns that I usually don't ever run throughout the matches as well. And like I said, this is basically going to go ahead and prove to the fact that I actually did pretty well. I'm not going to go ahead and spoil the ending, but I will admit that it was actually really fun and pretty crazy as well too. So I'm pretty thankful for obviously having really good teammates on our part. Shout out to my buddy Ethan. And I just really like the fact that the developers were actually able to go ahead and bring in some new content for us. Obviously it's not the newest content, but just something that's going to allow us to go ahead and mix up the gameplay on our part as well, just because sometimes during that middle of the season, when it comes to Apex Legends, it can get a little dry. But I'm glad that they're actually going to go ahead and bring out some more limited time events. I'm looking forward to the whole dummies, and I'm looking forward to the Armed and Dangerous as well. I will admit though that I really want to see if I can try and go ahead and get like some pretty high kill gameplays. So I'm going to see if I can actually start pushing a little bit more on SkullTown and just obviously be better. And obviously, if you guys don't know, when it comes to like Apex Legends or just any other game in general, if you want to really challenge yourself and just play the game and just obviously try and get better at the game, put yourself in really uncomfortable situations. Especially in SkullTown, for me, that was a very uncomfortable situation just because, like I said, I'm a little aggressive, but I like to play very smart with it. You know, I'm not used to all the super hectic moments and just trying to think things through all the way. But, you know, like I said, it worked out in our favor, and I was actually pretty thankful about it. So at this point in the game, Ethan was practically able to go ahead and find the entire lobby. Like, everywhere he went, there was enemies. So I was like, oh my gosh, I needed to go ahead and catch up. So luckily, you know, he was able to go ahead and fight off the 1v3 because I felt like maybe they knew that maybe there was other teammates, but they really weren't expecting me. And then eventually they saw me, and I was like, oh crap. So, you know, I saw that there was this Bloodhound, and then this is where I was like, all right, you know what? This is my time to go ahead and shine with the Devos. So as you can see over here, I was like, all right, I'm frying. There was no recoil whatsoever, and I didn't even have a barrel stabilizer at one point. So I was like, all right. I was like, if I can play with this, maybe with even a gold stabilizer or just a purple one, I was like, we can actually do really well with this. So I'm thinking that maybe I should start going ahead and see if I can go ahead and run it in ranked. Obviously, I'm just taking a quick little break from ranked because obviously it has been a little stressful. And I know that the split is coming up pretty soon. I'm trying to push as far as I possibly can, of course, for this particular part of the season. But, you know, we'll see exactly how far we can actually go. You know, my goal is to obviously, like I had mentioned before, try and hit Masters. But if we can't, you know, at least maybe shoot for Diamond. And then we'll see where we go from there. But I do have to admit that I have actually had some really cool gameplays lately. And what I mean by cool is like they were super action-packed. It was crazy. We had amazing rotations. Communication was on point with all of my teammates, and the awesome part about it, I was playing with Ethan and Blake, so the God Squad was finally back. So I'm actually really excited to go ahead and push out these gameplays for you. Like I said, you know, eventually they will go ahead and come out. Once I do, you're going to see how awesome that they really were. So we actually did really well, and I'm glad that we actually did. So anyways, back to the gameplay. At this point, this was the last squad, and obviously we knew that it was a full party of 3, and you know, we were in a pretty good spot. You know, Ethan was obviously to go ahead and have that mobility factor where he can just make everybody weak and then just pour it out. But you know, I felt like the really big thing that really ended up hurting this whole team over here was just the fact that I was just shredding people with the Devo, and eventually as I started healing up, I knew that there was another person rushing us, and I think that was the bad part on their call. You know, obviously if this Pathfinder wasn't rushing us, you know, maybe who knows where this gameplay would have went. But you know, it was unfortunate on his part, and I did notice that eventually in this particular season, and especially from playing ranked, you have to thirst all of your kills, because there's been so many times where I haven't thirsted a kill, and the next you know it, that same person gets up and then we end up dying. So that's just a tip on my part. I'm pretty sure you guys know that, but that's just something that I've learned so far. But at this point right now, you know, the game is going to be wrapping up very soon. I was able to go ahead and get this full squad wipe for the dub. So with that being said, guys, if you guys have made it this far, I just want to say that I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate all the love and support that you guys continue to give me. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing. Liking does help me get noticed throughout other channels in the world. So other than that, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.